Hey everybody, good morning. This is Mrs. O'Bear. I think O'Bear has an encounter he wants to talk about this morning, and let's go find him. I hope everybody's doing well. Oh, look, there he is. There's the O'Bear. Hello, O'Bear.
Hi, everybody.
Did you have something you wanted to talk about with our peeps?
With your what?
Peeps, our people.
You mean our friends?
Our friends, our peeps.
Okay.
Yeah.
Got an encounter for y'all. A family, this older couple lived up in Wisconsin, and a few years ago, this man's wife passed away, and he still got out and hunted and stuff like that, and they had some new neighbors move in before his wife passed. I don't know what his wife passed from, but I could speculate. Yeah, I can speculate what his wife passed away from because they didn't tell me this part. What happened was, after his wife passed, he kind of got into a depression state. Lifelong partner, same as I would be if I lost Mrs. Bear. Probably worse off. I wouldn't know what to do with myself. New neighbors moved in across the street, and there was this little boy there, and he kind of took a liking to this guy, this older gentleman. He was in his late 60s, early 70s maybe, and the little boy was always over at his house. He was always over at his house. The parents lost him they thought he was in his bedroom once and went looking for him, couldn't find him in the house. He had snuck outside, went over to the neighbor's house, and him and the neighbor, the little boy and this older man, were sitting on the couch. They saw him through their front window, sitting on the couch, watching a movie, eating popcorn. That's how much he liked this guy. So, the older man, had promised the younger boy that next year, when he turned, I think 7, that he would take him hunting. He would teach him how to hunt. It was all okay through his parents, so there was no big issue. I'm pretty sure that the gentleman was not going to take him out to, deer hunt. That's kind of that's a little bit too many people in the woods at that time of year. Anyway, the little boy, them daggone bugs are noisy. Could y'all shut up? You too.
They're talking to each other.
They're not listening to me, though.
No, they're not.
Anyway, this little boy and this man had a wonderful friendship. And this past hunting season, the man went out hunting. And he was on this piece of property, and it's private property. It's up in Wisconsin, and he was deer hunting, and his buddy that owned the property was supposed to come there that afternoon and hunt with him. Well, he's supposed to meet him at his car at noon. And at noon, the guy showed up, but the old man wasn't there. So he got a little worried because of his age, which is understandable. You know, he wasn't up in a tree. He was just on the ground, hunting off the ground. And while he went looking for him, couldn't find him where he was supposed to be. And then he went looking around, and they got some of his family come out to help him look. Couldn't find him. Well, they were looking around, and they found his rifle leaned up against a tree.
Okay.
Nothing wrong with the rifle. And the man would never have left his rifle there because it was his dad's rifle.
Oh, wow.
And and here's the funny thing. They didn't have any kids. They couldn't have kids. There was some reason that they couldn't have children. But they'd had a wonderful marriage together, and, you know, they were best of friends and so on. And they looked for this man for about 3 days, involved the local police, the county sheriffs. Couldn't find him. He had a brother that was an expert tracker that came in from out of state. An older gentleman also. The one that disappeared was the oldest brother, and his youngest was a expert tracker. He had done some guiding in the West and for mule deer and elk and stuff like that. And he flew in on his own money, came in and helped look for his brother. Well, they took him to the tree where the rifle was standing and leaned up against the tree, and it was empty. The rifle was empty. That was the strange thing.
Wow.
So the rifle had to have been leaning there since before daylight. What he found was he followed his brother's tracks because he had a certain boot. He had a certain mark in his boot that he cut in it with a knife, and that his brother could always find him through that. He'd been doing it for years. And the bad thing was he tracked him over to a spot, and they guessed that this man leaned his rifle up against a tree and had to go to the bathroom.
Okay.
And he walked about 20 feet away to go use the restroom. Now, ladies, I know you don't like using the bathroom in the woods, but us guys, we can stand up and do it. And whatever happened to him, they never found another boot track of his from that spot. So they guessed that something went on. Well, the guy that owned the property went up there at night after all these people had been out there looking for him, and he heard a weird scream.
Oh, no.
And he thought he'd heard it before, and he wasn't sure. But he got onto my channel where the intro has the Bigfoot screams on it, and it matched the long, mournful cry that is on my channel. And they're speculating, they're not sure, because nobody saw it, that this man got grabbed by a Bigfoot, either because he was taking a leak on a spot where another male Bigfoot had marked it, or he was in there too close to the family unit, to the females and the young ones, and one of the males grabbed him. Now, they never found anything of this gentleman, and the little boy I know every one of my grandsons, if I disappeared, every one of them boys would be out there looking for their grandpa. I know that. This little boy, they had to make him leave the woods every day because he was helping look for his best friend.
Wow.
And the brother, this is a little tough for me to say, guys. That rifle was supposed to go to the baby brother, their daddy's rifle. Went to the oldest and then to the youngest son.
Yeah.
If something happened to the oldest boy. He took that rifle and took it over to the neighbor's house and gave it to that little boy. Yeah, it's tearing my wife up hearing this, but so we lost not only a loving wife, but a loving husband and a very good friend to a young little man. And little buddy, all I can tell you is if you see this, my heart goes out to you and all of your family and his family. But it's to illustrate what can happen to you if you go out in the woods and you do something that possibly one of these creatures took an offense to. So I ask all of y'all to be mindful of what you're doing, no matter what time of year you're in the woods. As you can see, I'm digging out everything in our camper to rearrange it because we've got some stuff we're going to have room for and to take with us later this month to Salt Fork. And we're getting ready for it now so I don't have to rush. But anyway, guys, we love you all. Leave your comments in the comment section. Tell me what you think. Do you think it was a Bigfoot? Do you think that he something else got to him, or was it a human, or was there something foul play involved in this, or that he was just so depressed that missing his wife that no matter what he did with that young man that he just couldn't stand being without her any longer. So y'all give me what you think in the comments and just say a little prayer for that little man. From what I understand, he cried for a solid week. He cried himself to sleep for a solid week. It's pretty tough for a little guy to lose someone like that. So y'all have fun. Be careful out there. And we love you all. And this is the Old Bear.
And Mrs. Old Bear.
Saying goodbye.
Goodbye and God bless you all. Love
We'll
ya.
see you.